I know one of the hot topics of the debate, especially among Latinos, has been Arizona's SB-1070 bill. What are your thoughts about that potentially coming to Florida?
Well, I mean, listen, I think that the biggest issue of that bill, while I believe that we are a nation of laws and a nation of laws that must be respected, the biggest problem with that bill was the reason that it came about was for, in my opinion and the opinion of several others, for racist reasons. I mean, to be very blunt, and that's the biggest issue that I have with it. Now, while I agree that we must enforce our laws, it's not something that a state can do on its own. I do understand why states are frustrated. I'm a state policymaker, and I know that there are people that are here in our country illegally that offer a lot, but there is a small minority that are unfortunately in our jails, and there must be something to be done about that. So I can understand why states are frustrated, but states cannot do it alone. States must have the federal government involved, and any policy that we move forward not only has to have an enforcement of our laws, but it has to deal with the opportunities that this nation has given to so many generations. I believe that we need to give educational opportunities to immigrants, both born in this country and not born in this country, and by giving them those opportunities, they will continue to be productive members of our society. You know, it's a debate that we're having in the state of Florida, and we'll see how it moves out, but I would not be supportive of anything like an Arizona bill. You know, I think we need to enforce our laws and move forward and have the federal government really step up.
I know Representative William Snyder has proposed an SB-1070 bill that would exempt Canadians and Western Europeans from its provisions, and Governor Scott has praised the potential legislation to come out to support that type of SB-1070 law. Does that concern you?
Well, what we've done, and I'm a member now of the Florida Senate, what we've done now in the Florida Senate is set the tone for what I hope will set the tone for the entire immigration debate. And that is that we are holding a series of meetings. Our first was held last Monday, where we want to inform people of the real issues. Number one, what are the current laws on the books, both statewide and federal? Because once you learn that information, you realize a couple of things. Number one, there's very little the state governments can do. And that number two, you know, the immigrant population, both legal and illegal, offers so much to this country, and particularly to our state here, that we cannot give even the perception that we are a state that is not welcome to Hispanics. We're not going to do that in the Senate, and so I guess if we're not going to do it in the Senate, it's not going to happen in the state.
Are you worried if Governor Scott signed a bill like that, he would be sending the message that Florida's not open and welcome to?
I would be very hopeful. I think that Governor Scott has listened a lot over the last couple of weeks, and I think that if you'll hear that his tone perhaps has changed a little bit slightly as he learns more information, and so I would be very optimistic that before he would consider signing a legislation like that he would, of course, listen to all sides.
Has he talked to legislators after he's come into office privately about some of these issues in a different way that he talked about it on the campaign? Not
yet, not to me. You know, we are all right now, like I said, listening and gathering information on the issue, and you know, let's just say session starts in a couple weeks, and so we'll see how it moves forward.